What's up, guys? This is youcagedtube, and I'm gonna do a bit of a talk video, explaining this situation on my YouTube channel. As you probably noticed, there's like a huge difference, like with icon, background, and different styles, and most importantly, the YouTube channel name. And the reason being, and as you guys probably noticed, I don't upload much, Mortal Kombat content much these days, and it kind of got me thinking. Due to that fact, it's probably best to change it because it's no longer my main thing, and that was like the whole inspiration of my youcagedtube channel name, was because I want to do Mortal Kombat content mostly. And due to the fact I've done pretty much mostly what I wanted to do with Mortal Kombat, and there's not a whole lot going with it anyway these days right now, it's like might as well kind of change it up. And besides the fact I've been uploading other stuff as well, like ambient videos, cutscenes, and so on and so forth, and probably a couple other stuff. Anyway, the reason why I changed it to this name is because I wanted to kind of combine a name of some of my interests, but something that sounds cool and something kind of has like a neutral feel to it, due to the fact I would upload different kind of content over here. And and that came, and we both, my friend and I, we came up with this, like basically a bunch of names, a bunch of name ideas associating like these two mixtures. I wanted a name kind of inspired mix of Shadow Warrior. Those who don't know, it's a first-person shooter game, kind of similar to Doom, but more Japanese-oriented style, and a mix of like Greek theme, like Alexios, and God of War, Greek, that kind of thing. So I kind of put those two things together, and we kind of came up with a bunch of names. So and this is the name that came out, because apparently the other names, apparently someone had them. Yes, of course I could use it, but that wouldn't make my channel unique. I needed a name that would be put out there that no one else has. That way it kind of puts it out, and it'd be easier to find. And that's the problem with my Dante channel, where it's called Dante, and there's like, I guarantee you, probably thousands of Dantes. And my channel is not over there, is not that big. Yes, it's bigger than this one, but it'd still probably be hard to find. But yeah, and we kind of came up with this. It's called Shadow of Sparta. That's what we came up with. Well, that's one of the ones he came up with, and it actually sounds kind of cool, and it suits the style of what I'm trying to go for, and that is kind of my style, kind of my thing. And I've been kind of interested in diving into God of War content, but also it's a name that's neutral as well. And yeah, I just think I'm just gonna stick with this name. Don't get me wrong, I like the last name, but like I said, that was back when I was doing Mortal Kombat stuff mostly, and I pretty much did mostly what I wanted to do with Mortal Kombat. And like I said, there's not much with Mortal Kombat going on these days. And yeah, and don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm cutting out Mortal Kombat content entirely. Whenever I feel like doing some Mortal Kombat content, I'll still probably do it. There's some cutscene stuff or banter stuff I still kind of wanted to do a little bit, but I pretty much got most of the characters I want to do. I'm not planning on doing all of them, even though it gets me a good amount of views. But I pretty much did all of the characters that I like the most, but I still got some left. But right now I don't have Mortal Kombat 11 installed on my PS4 right now to make room, so it might be a while until I probably do anything with Mortal Kombat again, unless I, like I said, I feel like it. And also maybe I might even reference my past alias. I'll actually have it in my description, as a past alias youcagedtube, is like a memorabilia thing. And maybe whenever I do videos like this, or whenever I can talk beyond gameplay, whenever I can with that, I could probably reference youcagedtube, my past name, and whatnot, because it was a good name, and I liked it. But like I said, it's kind of best to move on to another one, because like I said, like a couple times already, that I don't focus on Mortal Kombat much these days, and I've been doing other content, so it makes sense, and it's best to kind of move on, but at the same time I want to like reference it sometimes, as memorabilia, and it's, yeah, it was a good name. So that's why I'll kind of hold on to it in that sense. But yeah, you haven't seen the end of the name youcagedtube. It's just the end of the officiality of it, I guess is probably the best way to put it. You know, because I'm moving on to a different name due to the reasons I said, and that something kind of more my style. Not that youcagedtube wasn't my style, but you know, something that kind of fits me in a more personal level, and that some of the other content I'm actually more into than Mortal Kombat. No offense, I like Mortal Kombat, but there's like stuff and themes I actually like more than Mortal Kombat, and it's kind of best to kind of go that route. And plus, also another reason, unfortunately, you know, these days the Mortal Kombat community can be a little toxic. Not saying all, because you know I actually met some fair share of good people, but I've definitely seen my fair share of toxicity and whatnot. You know that I haven't experienced it myself when like talking to another person, but I kind of want to just avoid it, you know, because toxicity over a fandom is ridiculous if you want my opinion. But yeah, so I guess that pretty much covers it. So yeah, expect different content, more ambient videos. I'm actually working on an all cutscene thing for Assassin's Creed Valhalla, the Dawn of Ragnarok DLC. I pre-ordered it, you know, and that was like one of the ones I was actually planning on doing when it comes to cutscene projects I plan on doing. So definitely expect more of that. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from with this. You know, I hope that this change didn't offend anyone or anything like that, because you know, I'm sure some of you guys probably like that name too, probably, and you guys are probably wondering why that's the case, and well, that's the reason. And I hope you understand that, you know, a change had to be done, like a soft reboot, you know. I'm still gonna keep my Johnny Cage stuff, you know, around here if you still want to see it, obviously. And plus, like I said, it's not that the youcagedtube name is gonna disappear entirely, because like I said, I'll probably reference it and stuff like that, you know, from time to time. Because, you know, it's sentimental, especially when I held on to it for a few years, I think. And I also expect maybe some God of War content. I'm not sure if I said that already, but I might do some God of War content that would kind of fit the theme. And the reason why I kind of with it, when it comes to like the edits I did for the new icon and background, the reason why I kind of went with this route, like, you know, like the Blade of Olympus and the demon head thing and the Athena, or the ghost higher adjacent to Athena, because it kind of fits the theme of the name, like the Shadow of Sparta. And it could be like some like what if kind of thing, like if because like Athena might have found another champion or something like that, and that's kind of like, could be like a little bit of a backstory with that name. You know, like that could be like the next, hey Santa Monica, maybe you could listen to this for the next game after Ragnarok. You know, this could be like the next antagonist. You know, maybe bring it back to Greece, or maybe add it in or something like that somehow in Ragnarok, which by the way I know you guys wouldn't. It's too late for one. For two, highly unlikely even then, you know, like to where like it comes back to Greece for the Blade of Olympus and not be around, and you know, be a hard fight or something, and then I find out that, you know, Athena was playing me or something like that. I don't know, just kind of maybe a little backstory or something like that I kind of come up with this whole thing. But yeah, Santa Monica, if you want to do a character in your series, here you go. You know, I've done some voice acting, sort of stuff like that, you know, so, and I've been actually wanting to do it professionally, you know, for some time now, you know, and that'd be kind of cool. But anyway, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from with this, you know, with the change and everything like that. And I understand, you know, I don't like change either, but you know, sometimes, you know, but with something like this, you know, sometimes it's best. And this kind of change isn't bad, and plus I see it as a good thing, you know. It's kind of good to kind of move on to something that makes more sense, especially in a neutral standpoint. I mean, not doing Mortal Kombat content much these days. Kind of makes sense to kind of move on to a different name. And the reason why I added the Blade of Olympus, I know this kind of went off a little bit there, but the reason why I added the Blade of Olympus in the edit, because not only it looks cool, but I'm a sword guy, you know. The Blade of Olympus is like a sword, you know. I'm a sword person, so it kind of makes sense, and it pretty much came out cool anyway. Just kind of had to add that bit, but yeah. Anyway, to kind of seal it off, I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and I understand if you unsubscribe because of this change. If you stay, I want you to know that I appreciate it, because you're not obligated to stay here, or you're not obligated to support me, but yet you guys do. Even though, yes, I don't get much views in my extra content compared to more combat, cutscene stuff, that's fine. Anyway, before I repeat myself a bunch of times like I did already in this video, I might as well kind of call it off. I'm sure you guys get where I'm coming from, or what I'm saying at this point. Anyway, but yeah, my apologies for that. It's just a habit. I don't know why. I'm trying to work on it, but it's really hard because it's like hits like natural instinct or something. Anyway, this is now shout out Sparta once YoucagedTube. Definitely need to come with a new outro now. Now I'm not Johnny Cage anymore, or doing a YoucagedTube thing anymore. So definitely need to come with a new catchphrase now. Anyway, I guess this will have to suffice for now. If you enjoyed this video, please like, and if you're new, please sub. That'd be really awesome, and I hope you understand where I'm coming from. Anyway, peace, guys.